G'day everyone, Sonia Bernard here, Linked by Ink, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Oh, my iPad was a little crooked. It is Tuesday, April 4th, and what a great day, because as a demonstrator we got to order from the pre-order from the new annual catalog today, and my team lead and I, who's also one of my best friends, and we got up. I was up at 2 a.m. placing an order, and it was 1 a.m. for her. Excuse me, I have horrible allergies happening, I think. So excuse anything that happens today. Oh, the coffee cup today. I just fell in love with this because I love purple, as we know, fresh freesia. And this has a little lid to keep your coffee warm. So if you're doing something, it'll keep it a little bit warmer. You can also put your cookie on top. So there's my coffee cup of the day. I am going to have to go get my coffee cups out of storage because I think I've gone through nearly everyone in my cupboard right now. Okay, enough of that. This is the annual catalog, and it is retiring, and May 1st, and the mini catalog as well. The sale went live today. Things are flying off the shelves. You can go look on my Facebook page there. There's a list of stuff already gone. If you want it, get it now. Do not wait. Do not wait. They're going. It's gone. And well, never say never. It won't be back, but you know. So, I did put a host code link, and there'll be one in the description on this page as well, on this video. And of course, you know, if you're going to spend $50 or more, use that host code link. I am going to send you a gift in the mail. Okay. And today, Technique Tuesday. Now, I did try to stick with items that are hanging around, so that if you're watching this video and it's way past April 4th and the catalog's already gone, but the new catalog is here, then you can grab these items still and make this card. Okay, so today we're going to do a color lifting technique. You can see right here on the little bird and the branch, and it doesn't really show it, but it does have Wink Stella splattered all across it. Oh, there, maybe you can see there. So it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. And I designed this yesterday, and it was actually gloomy and overcast, and I think that's why I just naturally went to a more like kind of wintry nighttime, I don't know, colors. Not really spring. It's more like a spring evening. So, but I'm going to show you how to make this today. So let's turn all the cameras down and everything. Let's press the little button that makes it spin, and I will turn this down and we'll get started. Just cover that up in case we get motion sick. I do my best, but sometimes, oh well. Okay, here it comes. So, I did use Starry Sky. That's one of the 2022 to 2024 in colors. And I do love Starry Sky. I think it is so pretty. And I'm thankful that we got a whole nother year of it sticking around. And we've got basic white cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And of course we'll burnish that, remember, from the inside to the outside. And today you might get some inky fingers happening, but that's okay. And then I used a Smoky Slate, and that's just a regular layer of 4 by 5 1/4. And I have embossed that with the Fern 3D embossing folder. It is so pretty. It actually reminds me of where I grew up in Australia, in my second home in Australia. Yeah, we had a lot of ferns, and I just loved outdoor ferns. They were just so big and bushy and fun. I don't know. Memories, right? So that is the Forever Fern embossing folder, and it's really pretty. And we can actually go ahead. Forgot the glue. Oh, I can't win them all. Okay, hang on. Thought I had everything. I always think I have everything, and then I go to grab something and it's gone. But my cat was up here being cute and distracting. Well, let's just blame the cat. Not really. Okay, so we'll just get our glue. Glue this down. Now I wanted to show you a technique that was still easy and not too difficult to do Well, like I said, you might get a little messy, but it's not too bad. We'll glue that down. Then we used some Deckled dies, Deckled Rectangle dies, and now these are sticking around as well. And we're going to use the second to largest one, and we're going to cut out a Starry Sky with that one to create that layer, okay, through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. We're also going to take our third biggest one and cut out a piece of white, basic white cardstock, just your regular basic white. Okay, and this is going to create our layers. And we're going to put these other two to the side for a minute. We're going to focus on this one here. Now, we will need a blending brush. And why did I not get some paper? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, this is what happens when you get up at 2 a.m. to order stuff. You just make a complete mess of your video. I even said, I said it. It was like 4 o'clock when we got off the phone. It took 2 hours to get through and order everything because everybody was ordering. And I was like, oh, tomorrow's video should be funny. So we're going to get our Starry Sky Ink pad. And remember, just, you can, it has little notches on the sides. So you can grip the notches and just pull with your thumb, right? Or you can do 2 thumbs. Okay, so we're going to get our blending brush and rub that on there. I'm using the large blending brush to start. Tap, 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 then roll on. If you do the little tap and roll, you tend to get less of the lines. And also clean your brush. I know that we can lay a color on there, but when it gets too much color, I found that the bristles get too stiff. So get all that excess ink off and kind of start with a fresh one. Now it still might look totally blue when you do it, that's fine, but tap, 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 and then roll on. Now I do got a little bit of darker circles there. You know what, that's okay, because you're going to keep going and going until you get to something like this, okay? And just for the sake of saving you time, you're just going to keep going. And those will blend in a little bit too, those darker spotches. So don't even worry about that. Okay. Also, we're going to get a small piece of basic white cardstock. And it just has to be big enough to fit in this bird. And if my memory serves me right, it's 2.5 inches by 3 inches. And you're going to do the same thing. Tap, 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 and you're going to fill this in, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you'll keep layering and building till you get this, okay? Then we're going to put the ink aside, and we're going to grab our StazOn, and I know it's in front of my face. So the reason we want to use StazOn is because it's an alcohol-based ink. And we're going to play with water. You're going to need your aqua painter. If you don't have an aqua painter, a paintbrush with a little bowl of water will do. Or go ahead and go order yourself a pack. They come in a little pack and they have different size tips too. So it's fantastic. So we are going to get our StazOn. And we're going to ink this up. Now when you're using a stamp that's bigger than the ink, turn the stamp pad over and do it this way. You get a nice good coverage that way. And I'm going to go ahead and ink without a mat underneath me because I'm feeling froggy. That's what happens when I stay up late. I'll stand up for it though. So we want the branch a little bit at the bottom because we need space for the rest of the stuff. And then just let that little bit extra hang off the edge. Now remember, when you're working with StazOn, it stays on everything, okay? And it also has a special cleaner. It has a StazOn cleaner. And then this is our regular stamp cleaner. Now I've had this thing for years. I can't even, like, it's the old branding. That's how old this is. So it's going to last you a long time, okay? It's an investment that will last a long time. Next, we're going to get this cute little bird, and we're just going to stamp it up. I like to move the stamp to make sure I'm getting a nice even coverage. I don't know why, it's just what I do. And we're going to stamp this cute little bird on here. It doesn't really matter which way it goes, just as long as it fits, because we are going to die cut this out. So you will see me get my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine out today. Normally I'm not really playing with that, but out of necessity, I will. So now we're going to grab yourself a piece of paper towel, paper napkin, whatever you have, and this is where the magic happens. And I'm going to show you before and after. Can we see the difference in the color there between this and this and this and this? Now I do admit the bird that has more ink on it, it doesn't come out as much as that tree limb did. I don't know why, but it still comes out. So we're going to transform this into this simply by using a little aqua painter. And oh, I was going to get my bow ready before I started and I totally forgot. So you just have to see me get through that. So what I'm doing is squeezing. It actually says push, right? Squeezing to get some water down onto that nib, yeah. And then we'll do this first. Just in the center, you're going to make it wet like that, and a little bit of time, and then dab. Look how much that just took off right there. Now, what happens is the ink is reacting with the water, because this is a water-based ink that we used, and we use the StazOn, which is an alcohol-based ink, so that when we do this, we're not lifting it up. Because you imagine if we stamped in, basic black, I mean Memento, we don't have basic black anymore, Memento, tuxedo black, we would just be lifting all the ink off. So you just do it in little sections and just keep dabbing. And look at this just kind of come to life. I love this. I want to do this more because it's just so fun. Now, if you had cardstock, that is not going to just, you can't just try to get the cardstock up. You can, however, do it with bleach, but I don't want to play with harsh chemicals. You know, I don't want to sit there and play with bleach and have that everywhere. This is just a lot safer. Kids can do this. You don't have to worry about any toxic issues there. Now we're going to go on to the bird. And just, that, whoops, why did I change the side? There we go. And just look at that. Yes. I love this, and I am going to have to do the whole thing because I didn't prep the whole thing ahead. So actually, the more water, the better on this. And you can actually just squeeze it a little bit, get a good drop on there. Look at that. Now we do have our heat tool in case we definitely want to dry this bird before we try to die cut it. Ask me how I know. I actually used some tape to hold the die in place, and because the cardstock was wet, it just ripped it off. I was like, dang it. So I had to do it part 2. See that, how it's coming up? So you're just literally putting water onto the paper. And you could use watercolor. No, I would not use watercolor paper for this. I don't know, because watercolor paper absorbs. So I would not. I think you just want regular cardstock. But who knows? Give it a try. See what happens. Let me know. There we go. Whoops. Make sure we try to stay in the lines there. I am going a little bit slower and putting more water than I did last time to see if that, oops, don't let that water get away from you, to see if that helps with lifting a little extra of that color. And I think it is. I think it's really getting there. And you can just keep going. Look how much ink we've lifted. It's a fun technique. I think it really gives just a fun look to your card, and it'll make people wonder, like, well, how did that happen? There we go. Oh my goodness. I hope my order, I did do 2nd-day express shipping. it was a splurge, but I'm hoping that it will be here Friday. Today's Tuesday. And they say it'll ship, you know, if you place your order before 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time and you do 2-day express, it'll ship same day. And then it's 2-day shipping, so it should get here Friday. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Okay, I think we've got that. And just doing a comparison. It looks a little lighter, but it might dry darker. Okay, so then you can just, you don't even really need to clean your brush, but you can just do that. Okie dokie. Next, we're almost done. It's easy. Well, we've still got a few steps, but that's the hard part done. I did cut out a couple of leaves, die cut, and these are super fun because they're die cut embossed. And this is using, we're using Perched in a Tree. Did I even show you this? I don't think I did. This is this cute little bird here, perched in a tree with that branch right there. I guess we could use that stamp set to stamp all over the back of the background here, and to have that react with the water as well. But I do like the Winker Stella. But you could try that as well. So with this set comes these Aspen tree dies, and it has this wonderful one here. And then you can cut out the tree branch. And you've got the bird, which we're actually going to need that, so pop that out. And then I use this little leaf, and you can see the detail on that. And that gives this really cute detail in here, embossing. But to make it stand out a little bit more, I went ahead and I grabbed, this is like, people are like, well, what do you use the smaller blending brushes for? Stuff like this, when you don't have a big area. So I'm taking Old Olive, and of course that's carrying over. I don't think we could get rid of that. We're going to tap, 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 and we're just going to brush over top. And you will actually see the ink fill into where that's been debossed. It's not actually embossed, it's debossing because it's pressed into the paper. And look at the difference that makes. Let's hold that up for you just so you can see the difference in those two. I'm not sure if I'm in camera or not. Of course, there's a 20-second difference about. Yeah, there we go. So you see the difference in those two? It just gives it more depth. A lot more depth. Oh, I hear cats running around the house. Okay. So we're going to do both of them. And where I said you might get inky is stuff like this. And when you're doing that blue, like I had blue all over my fingers yesterday. But it'll come off eventually. So we'll do that. Then we need a little sentiment to go with this. And while I'm just doing all this other stuff, I'm just like letting this dry a little bit. Actually, what should be drying too, is we're going to get our Winker Stella. Give it a little shake. And I'm going to, this one's getting a little bit empty. Don't hold it over your card. Whenever you're playing with Winker Stella, the last thing you want to do is hold it over your card, because you get a drop like that and then it just has a big drop on your card. So just make sure you've got ink on the Winker Stella ink, and then we're going to just flick like this. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to hold it up in a minute. I'm going to go a little heavier on this one than I did on the last one, just to give it more vavoom. And you don't have to put too much actually here, because the bird's going to go there. But I'm going to go a little bit more heavy-handed with the Winker Stella. And what you could do too is take like your white chalk marker and do little spots, and that could look like little stars. So just a little bit more heavy-handed. You see that? So I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry to the side as well while we work on our sentiment. Okay, so for the sentiment, I actually got the Hello Friend from Rhino Ready. This is an online exclusive. Absolutely love this set. I did a class on it. If you want to see that class, go to my YouTube channel. And I don't give you the PDFs or I do verbally give you the measurements, so you have to watch through. But it's one of my free class with purchase offers that I do each week. So that offer is actually gone. But you can always go through and just listen to the watch the video, and you can write down everything if you want. And the PDF will be uploaded into my PDF store, which I will link on in the description. Now, I did have these little measurements written down, and here we go. Okay, so this little white base, I basically cut it to fit the stamp. That's all I did. It's a 1.5 by 3/8, and then we've got the Starry Sky that's 1 3/4 by 5/8, and then we're going to take this in Starry Sky and just ink this little one up, and hopefully get it centered. Yes, always love it when it works out. It doesn't get smudges or anything. And then we can go ahead and just layer those two together. And whoops, a little bit of glue. There we go. I did want a little bit bigger edge when I did that because this was so small. Okay, and we can also go ahead and, since we have the glue out, layer this to here. So we're just going to put glue on this one. Now we're putting dimensionals on the next one, so we don't want it too thick because you want to get it in an envelope and mail it out to someone. I love these two colors together. Whoops, totally just made that move. Smoky Slate and Starry Sky. I think they were just built for each other. I don't know. I think they're a match made in heaven. So we will put that there. Then we've got our cute little leaves already. We've got our sentiment. Now we need the bow. But thank goodness, because I did a triple bow here. So you could do a single, double, triple, quadruple, whatever you want. Just one was too thin. It didn't give enough oomph, so I went for 3. And so what I do is like cut a little bit of one, and then this is of your linen thread. Linen thread? Yes. I always wanted to call it twine. I'm like, no. So I'm going to take 3 of them at one time, and then I'm going to make my bow with my bow maker. So if you have one of these, or if you don't, let me know. We sell them for $10. You can wrap them around each other, and then if this one's underneath, you go up and over and through, and then give it a little pull, and then you just tie a knot. Just make sure you're all 3. Give it a pull, and then you can trim, and then it just slides off. Too easy. Not sure what I did there. There we go. So that's how you use that. Next, we are going to, this is still dry, is it? It's still wet, and this still feels a little wet as well. So we're going to get our heat tool and heat this up just for a second. And great advice that someone gave me in my comments section. I really need to look up your name so I can thank you properly. She had said a Canadian demonstrator she watches did this with a shoebox, but I found a smaller box. You just put your foil in here, and then you can just turn it on and not worry about it blowing or anything. So we'll just have a minute. We'll just let this go, and let's talk about new ink colors. But actually, before even that, oh my goodness, we have the sale going on. I was goofing around. So that is while supplies last, like I said, and you don't want to wait. If you see it, you want it, go get it now, because it will be gone. Like that Stamparatus, gone. So many things, just, we'll miss them, but we're going to make way for new stuff too. So if you're looking, if you're just now seeing this and you're looking and you're like, well, I missed it. Well, I wanted to get that. You know what? There is something that's going to be in the new catalog that you're just going to love. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, I'll get this one instead. So there will be something for everyone, I'm sure. I think Stampin' Up! Is really good at that, at providing a little something for everyone. And they always go by our feedback when we say, well, we think there should be something like this, you know, then they do listen and they adjust fire. I just love Stampin' Up! So much. Love it. Okay, I'm going to have to bring in my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because my little one is too far away and I got the big one. And I think it's almost time for new plates. So I use this Post-it tape that I got off Amazon. It's just a 1/6 of an inch, and it's like a Post-it note, the sticky part, and you just use it to lay your die on top and hold that in place. Because I found that using washi tape can sometimes rip up your paper, and I found that this doesn't do it unless your paper is wet. We discovered that yesterday. So we're going to run this through. And there you can see how I've held that down. And it lasts more than just one time. So you just peel it off. And you just be gentle because it does break pretty easy. It's just like tape. And then I just stick these to the edge of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I'll come back and I'll use them like a second and third time. I'll just use them till they break. I get my money's worth out of that for sure. Okay, so, oh, now there's a cat on my chair. Oh my goodness, my kitten is 6 months old on the 6th, so in 2 days. She's going to be 6 months old. She is a handball. Okay, dimensionals, because we love a good dimensional. And they are $4.25. That's American. And you get 300 in a pack. And of course shipping and tax, because we got to pay the government. But they go a long way. And remember, you always use the sides. You can just take your scissors and just cut little bits. And you use that. Don't throw that away. I've heard of people that's like, oh, I used to throw that away. No. No, that's the good stuff. Okay, so now something I don't usually do is layer the same color on a color, but because we did that with the brayer, it's not as dark, and it gives it like your Stampin' blends. We've got a light and a dark, and I love it. I'm here for it. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on this bird. Oops, just pull the whole dimensional off instead of the cover. Here we go. And we're going to perch on a tree. Why I'm laughing is, oh, this one's actually perched in a tree. But, I think you go on the tree, not in a tree. I don't know. But then we will get our little leaves and we'll glue them down flat. And again, I don't want to put too many layers because we do want to get this in the mail. And you know when you're mailing, or when I'm mailing my cards, to stop them from getting broken or squished, I'll actually flip them inside out and I'll mail them that way, because then the inside of the card is actually protecting the outside of the card. So we'll just put them there. These remind me of grape leaves, which reminds me of wine. So I do like a glass of wine, not a bottle. I can't do a bottle of wine. That's not fun. Like a glass or two of wine is absolutely fine. Like a glass with dinner and I'm good to go. Now this one, we may want to move this. See, this is another reason I love that liquid. We can quickly go, nope, that is too close to my bird. and then we can make this fit here. So they are touching a little bit. Maybe put the bird a little bit more over. That's fine. It'll work. It will work. Then we're going to get our mini glue dots. And when you are rolling, this was an old roll, so the old rolls, they've got the glue dot on the inside, on the hard circle. The new ones, they're on the back here, and no one knows why. We don't have a clue. So you either love it or hate it, but it doesn't matter to me. I can work with it either way. And so I put 2 on there just because it's kind of thick. Then I'm going to put it in an angle so it's not covering up my sentiment. I want it framing the sentiment, not covering it. Okay? Because if I had it this way, it's going to cover over the sentiment, and that kind of frustrates me. So, last thing, we need that bling. You know we need that bling. And I did use the iridescent rhinestones. These were actually, I have all my stuff categorized so I know where it came from. So this used to be in a mini catalog, and then it carried over to the annual catalog, and it's still current, because if it wasn't current, I'd have a red dot on it. And it has, I think there's 3 different sizes in here, but I've used all those ones. So this one I just used all the little ones, and you can take your pick tool, but lately I've just been using my fingers, because I do have a little bit of nail right now, and I will just pop these on here. I'll put a group of 5. They're actually so much cuter in person because they have like different kind of colors to them. Let me see if that's gonna portray through the camera lens. Try to move it and catch some of that light. So there we go. Oh, I'm going the wrong way, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh, I wish this didn't take like 20 seconds. Yeah, I just went the wrong way. Like I'm watching it back and it takes about 20 seconds to catch up to what I'm saying. So there we go. Anyway, that is my little Technique Tuesday class today, and I hope you love it and I hope you try it. It's absolutely so much fun and so easy to do, and I really think it gives just a fun look to a card. Now, the first time I did this yesterday when I was designing, I did just put this flat, I think that needs another dimensional right there. I put this flat underneath, flat right onto this layer, and I thought, no, it just needs a little something extra. So you need an extra dimensional, just pop that there. There we go, now I'm happy. just forced it in there. So, yeah, so I thought, you know what, pop that up just to give it more dimension, and it equals this. If this was totally flat, it just didn't work. So that's my card for the day, for Technique Tuesday. I hope you love it. Give it a go. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I really, really, really appreciate it. Like, we're getting so close with this community, building it to almost 1,000. And that's like your first 1,000, I don't think there's anything like it. So, of course, you know, I'm going to do some kind of celebration when we hit 1,000, which means equals prizes, of course, because I love to give stuff away. I like making people happy. So, yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Sorry, I'm so sleep deprived, it's not funny. And, there is that little notification bell too, so you can click that so you know when I'm uploading my videos. But it is Tuesday at 2, Technique Tuesday, and Thursday, Facebook Live at 3. And unless I put if I don't show up for some reason, there would be a message on my Facebook page, which is Linked by Ink. That's the same as this channel, which is Linked by Ink on YouTube. You can also find me on Pinterest, although I'm not the best at always uploading Pinterest. And I also have a blog. Not always the best at uploading that, but it's the same information. So just watch one of those. The best place to go is my Facebook group for information, and to watch all my videos, of course, catch me on YouTube. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.